Hi students, welcome back to Zoology online class. Previous class we have discussed about Unit 16 as well as textbook evaluation also. Hope you would have completed. Today we are going to see a new lesson, that is reproduction in animals. Let's enter into today's topic. Our first topic is sexual reproduction in human. Sexual reproduction in human. First, let's see what is reproduction. The production of new organism from the existing organism of the same species is called reproduction. What is reproduction? The production of new organism from the existing organism of the same species is called reproduction. Reproduction gives rise to more organisms with the same basic characteristics as their parents. So this sexual reproduction already you have studied in the 9th standard also. Yes. So in human beings the male and female reproductive organs are differ. Yes. So male reproductive organ and female reproductive organs are different. Structurally as well as functionally both the organs are different. Okay, so the male reproductive organ is known as testes and the female reproductive organ is known as ovary. Understand? Male reproductive organ is known as testes and the female reproductive organ is known as ovary. So these organs of the reproductive system are divided into primary and secondary sex organs. So primary sex organs and secondary or accessory sex organs. These primary reproductive organs include gonads. Primary reproductive organs include gonads. Gonads include testes in male and ovaries in female. Testes in male and ovaries in female. Next one, accessory sex organs. These accessory sex organs in male that is vas deferens, epididymis, seminal vesicle, prostate gland and penis. So, what are the male accessory sex organs? Vas deferens, epididymis, seminal vesicle, prostate gland and penis. In female, fallopian tubes, uterus, cervix and vagina. In female, fallopian tubes, uterus, cervix and vagina. Next, these accessory sex organs involved in the process of ovulation, fusion of the male and female gametes, division of the fertilized egg up to the formation of embryo, pregnancy, development of fetus and childbirth. Yes, the secondary sex organs or the accessory sex organs involved in the process of ovulation, fusion of the male and female gametes, division of the fertilized egg up to the formation of embryo, pregnancy, development of fetus and childbirth. Structure of testes. Testes are the male reproductive organ. We all know, is it? So this testes produce the male gamete. The male gamete is known as sperm. The testes produce the male gamete. The male gamete is known as sperm. Yes, the testes are oval-shaped organ which lie outside the abdominal cavity of man in a sac-like structure. So it is oval-shaped. See in this diagram, testis. Is it testis? So it is a oval shaped organ. These testes are oval shaped organ and where it is located? Outside the abdominal cavity of man. Outside the abdominal cavity of man in a sac like structure. It looks like a sac like structure. That sac like structure is known as scrotum. The sac-like structure is known as scrotum. Inside of the scrotum, this testis is present. Okay, so inside of the scrotum, the testis is located. So in this region, that is known as epididymis. Epididymis, that is the storage area. Epididymis is the storage area of sperm. Clear, children? Okay, now let's see the cross section of testis. This is a cross section of testis. Okay, now see the parts. Capsule, that is tunica albuginea, tunica vaginalis, then seminiferous tubules, Then vas deferens, epididymis. Epididymis 3 region: head of epididymis, then body of epididymis, tail of epididymis, efferent ducts. So these are the parts are present in the cross section. Okay, testis. Each testis is covered with a layer of fibrous tissue called tunica albuginea. Yes, each testis is covered with a layer of fibrous tissue. This region, that is known as capsule or tunica albuginea. Okay, so next region, that is the tunica vaginalis. Here also 3 areas are present. They are parietal layer, then the cavity, then visceral layer. So parietal layer and visceral layer, in between the space is present, that is known as cavity. Okay, so second one is tunica vaginalis. So first layer, that is a tissue, fibrous tissue, that is capsule or tunica albuginea. In this region, many pyramidal lobules are present. Pyramidal lobules, this area. Pyramidal lobules are present. Many pyramidal lobules are present. This pyramidal lobules contains seminiferal tubules, then Sertoli cells and Leydig cells. So in the pyramidal lobules contain seminiferous tubules, Sertoli cells and one more, Leydig cells. Okay, the process of spermatogenesis takes place in the seminiferous tubules. This is the seminiferous tubules. So in this region only the spermatogenesis, the process of spermatogenesis takes place. What is the meaning of spermatogenesis? Formation of sperm, that is known as spermatogenesis. So in which area it takes place? Seminiferous tubules. Then here Sertoli cells, Leydig cells also present, already I told. These Sertoli cells are otherwise known as supporting cells. These cells provide nutrients to the developing sperms. Okay, so the seminiferous tubules produce the what? Produce sperm, and the Sertoli cells provide nutrients to the developing sperms. Okay, now you see this diagram. This is the Sertoli cell. So these cells are present in this region. Okay, in the seminiferous tubules, near to that it is present. So these cells provides nutrients to the sperm. Okay, then one more cell, that is Leydig cells. Leydig cells. So these Leydig cells are polyhedral in shape and lie between the seminiferous tubules and secrete testosterone. So this Leydig cells, where it is present? Between the seminiferous tubules. In between the seminiferous tubules, these Leydig cells are present, and it secretes the hormone, male sex hormone, that is known as testosterone. Understand, children? So Sertoli cells provides nutrients to the developing sperm, and the Leydig cell secrete the hormone, male sex hormone, that is known as testosterone. It initiates the process of spermatogenesis. So this testosterone, it initiates the process of spermatogenesis. Female reproductive organ, structure of ovary. So this is a normal structure of ovary. So this ovary is a female reproductive organ. Ovary is a female reproductive organ. It produces ovum. Ovary produce the female gamete, that is known as ovum. Okay, so the ovaries are located on either side of the lower abdomen. So where it is located? Either side of the lower abdomen, composed of 2 almond shaped bodies. So lower abdomen region it is located, and it is composed of 2 almond shaped bodies, each lying near the lateral end of the fallopian tube. So right ovary and the left ovary. So lateral end of the fallopian tube only these ovaries are located. Okay, lateral end of the fallopian tube. Now we can see the cross section of ovary. This is the cross section of ovary. Each ovary is a compact structure consisting of an outer cortex and inner medulla. So here also outer region and inner region. So outer region is known as cortex and inner region is known as medulla. This area, that is the outer region, that is known as cortex, and inner region, that is known as medulla. Outer cortex and inner medulla. The cortex is composed of a network of connective tissue called stroma. So cortex region composed of a connective tissue. That connective tissue is known as stroma. Connective tissue is known as stroma. And it is lined by the germinal epithelium. So this stroma is lined by germinal epithelium. Okay. Now, the epithelial cells called the granulosa cells surround each ovum in the ovary together forming the primary follicle. So, here this is the ovum, is it? Ovum. The epithelial cells called the granulosa cells. The granulosa cells surround each ovum. This is the ovum. So granulosa cells surround each ovum in the ovary and together forming the primary follicle. Okay, ovum. Then here which is cells? Granulosa cells. So that is a developing primary follicle. Together we can say that is a primary follicle. Yes, as the egg grows larger, the follicle also enlarges and gets filled with the fluid called Graafian follicle. So the egg grows. Okay, the egg grows larger. That is a secondary oocyte. Okay, second stage is secondary oocyte. The follicle also enlarges. This follicle also enlarges. Then and gets filled with the fluid. So in this area, the fluid is filled. Okay, the follicle also enlarges and gets filled with the fluid. Okay, so that fluid is known as what? Graafian follicle. So this area one fluid is present. That fluid is known as what? The fluid is called Graafian follicle. So this is a mature Graafian follicle. Now see the differentiation. Small, little bit larger, then this is the largest one. Okay, so this is a mature Graafian follicle. So after maturing, the Graafian follicle ruptured. When the Graafian follicle ruptured, the ovum released. Okay, so the ovum released. At what time the ovum released? When the Graafian follicle ruptured, the ovum released. Understand, children? So this is the structure of the ovary. So in detail we are not going to learn, just simple one small structure only we have seen now. Okay, so here two regions, cortex and inner medulla. So here this is the ovum. So developing primary follicle, that is a germinal, the ovum is surrounded by the germinal epithelium, that is known as a primary follicle. When the ovum grows larger, the gap also present. The gap is filled with the fluid. That fluid is known as a follicular fluid or Graafian follicle. When the Graafian follicle mature, the Graafian follicle ruptured and the ovum released. Understand, children? So this is the structure of ovary. So next one is gametogenesis. Next one is gametogenesis. So what is gametogenesis? The formation of the sperm in male and the ovum in female is called gametogenesis. Already I told genesis. Genesis means what? Formation. So the formation of the sperm in male. Male reproductive organ. Male reproductive organ is the testis. So testis produce the male gamete, that is a sperm, and the ovary produce female gamete, that is the ova. Okay, so the formation of the sperm in female and sperm in male and the ovum in female, that is known as what? Gametogenesis. Structure of human sperm. The sperm is a male gamete, that we all know. Sperm is a male gamete. You see this diagram, this is a structure, sperm structure. Yes, we are going to see this structure now. The spermatozoon consists of head, a middle piece and tail. So three regions are present in the spermatozoon, that is head region, middle piece and tail. So this region is known as head region. This is the head region and this is middle piece. Then this region together it is tail. So it consists of three regions, that is head region, middle piece and a tail. Yes, the sperm head is elongated and formed by the condensation of nucleus. So this head is the elongated head and formed by the condensation of nucleus. Here inside nucleus is present. Nucleus. Okay, the head is elongated in shape and inside the nucleus is present. Now, the anterior portion has a cap-like structure called acrosome. Cap-like structure. This is the anterior region. So, here one cap-like structure is present. This is the cap-like structure. So, this cap-like structure is known as acrosome. Cap-like structure is known as what? Acrosome. It contains hyaluronidase enzyme that helps the sperm to enter the ovum during fertilization. So, this acrosome produces one enzyme. The name of the enzyme is hyaluronidase. Hyaluronidase. So, what's the use of this enzyme? That helps the sperm to enter the ovum during fertilization. So, during the fertilization, with the help of this hyaluronidase enzyme only, the sperm enters into the ovum. Okay, that is the function of this hyaluronidase enzyme. So, acrosome region that produce hyaluronidase enzyme. A short neck connects the head and middle piece. Short neck. So, neck region. This is the neck region. So, this neck region connects the head and middle piece. Middle region. So, which region connects middle piece and head region? That is the neck. This neck connects head as well as middle piece. Okay. A short neck connects the head and middle piece, which comprises the centrioles. So, in this region, centrioles are present. Two centrioles are present. That is the distal centriole and another one is the proximal centriole. Two centrioles are present in this region. Okay, distal centriole and the proximal centrioles. The middle piece contains the mitochondria. Middle piece, where is the middle piece? This is the middle piece, is it? So, this middle piece contains mitochondria inside. A spiral-like structure is present, is it? So, that is known as mitochondria. Middle piece contains the mitochondria, which provides the energy for the movement of tail. What's the use of this mitochondria? This mitochondria provides the energy for the movement of tail. Okay, movement of tail. It brings about sperm motility, which is essential for fertilization. So, because of the mitochondria provides energy to the tail region, so that this tail move. Okay, tail can move. Is it? So, why? What's the use? Because of the movement, sperm motility, which is essential for fertilization. So, this sperm motility is essential for fertilization. Understand, children? So, what are the areas present in this sperm? Head region, second one middle piece, third one is the tail. Okay, head is elongated, inside the nucleus is present, then acrosome, anterior region, cap-like structure is present, that is known as acrosome. It produces one enzyme that is known as hyaluronidase. Why it is essential? Why? Helps in the sperm to enter the ovum during fertilization. Then second one is the middle piece. Here mitochondria is present. It provides energy to the tail region. So, tail can move very fast. Structure of ovum. So, here this is the female reproductive organ. Is it? So, female reproductive organ is known as ovary. Yes, this ovary produce ovum or ova. So, two ovaries are present, right ovary and left ovary. Two ovaries are present. This ovary produce ova. So, now we are going to see the structure of ovum. The mature ovum or egg is spherical in shape. Spherical in shape. This ovum is spherical in shape. Okay, mature ovum is spherical in shape. The ovum is almost free of yolk. It contains abundant cytoplasm and nucleus. Abundant cytoplasm, large amount of cytoplasm is present, as well as nucleus also present inside of the ovum. Okay, the ovum is surrounded by three membranes. The ovum is surrounded by three membranes. They are plasma membrane, zona pellucida, and corona radiata. So, these are the three membranes. Plasma membrane, first layer is the plasma membrane. This is the plasma membrane or vitelline membrane. That is the first one. Second membrane is known as what? Zona pellucida. This is the zona pellucida layer. Zona pellucida membrane. Then third one is the corona radiata. This is the corona radiata layer. Okay, corona radiata. So three membranes are present. What are the three membranes? Plasma membrane or vitelline membrane. Second one zona pellucida. Third one is corona radiata. Okay. The plasma membrane is surrounded by inner thin zona pellucida. Inner thin zona pellucida. This zona pellucida is the thin layer and outer thick corona radiata. Outer layer is known as what? Corona radiata. That is the thick layer. The corona radiata is formed of follicle cells. So this corona radiata, that layer is formed of follicle cells. It is formed by follicle cells. The membrane forming the surface layer of the ovum is called vitelline membrane, that I told. Okay, this is plasma membrane or vitelline membrane. That is membrane forming the surface layer of the ovum. This is a surface layer. Okay, the surface layer of the ovum is known as what? Vitelline membrane. Yes, the fluid filled space between zona pellucida and the surface of the egg is called perivitelline space. Okay, so where is the perivitelline space? This region, that is a perivitelline space. Why? The fluid filled space between the zona pellucida and surface of the egg is called surface of the egg, as well as surface of the egg and the fluid filled space between the zona pellucida. This is the zona pellucida layer, already I told. Okay, so between the zona pellucida and the surface of the egg, that region is known as what? That space is known as perivitelline space. This is cytoplasmic region. Abundant cytoplasm is present, and this is nucleus and nucleolus. Understand, children? Once again, the mature ovum is spherical in shape and abundant cytoplasm is present. Then nucleus also inside, at the center nucleus is present. Then three membranes are there, that is a plasma membrane, zona pellucida and corona radiata. This corona radiata is formed by the fusion of follicle cells. Then the space is known as perivitelline space. Okay, next one is puberty. So what is puberty? The time when a child's body is changing and becoming physically like that of an adult is known as puberty. So what is puberty? The time when a child's body is changing and becoming physically like that of an adult, that is known as what? Puberty. The reproductive system in both males and females becomes functional and an increase in sex hormone production resulting in puberty. So at the time of puberty, the male and females becomes functional and an increase in sex hormones. So at that time only the sex hormones produce. Okay, the reproductive organs produce the sex hormones. Okay, so resulting puberty. This phenomenon leads to start earlier in females than in males. So comparing to males, females only attain the puberty stage first. Generally, boys attain puberty between the age of 13 to 14 years, while the girls reach puberty between 11 to 13 years. So, boys, the puberty age is 13 to 14, and the girls, the puberty stage is 11 to 13 years. In male, the onset of puberty is triggered by the secretion of the hormone testosterone in the testis. So, in males, the testis produce the hormone testosterone hormone. In female, the secretion of estrogens and progesterone hormones. In female's body produce estrogens and progesterone, and the male's body, males, that is sex organs, produce the hormone testosterone. Okay, so female's body produce estrogens and progesterones from the ovary. The secretion of both male and female hormones are under the control of the pituitary gonadotrophins, luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. So these hormones, male sex hormone and female sex hormones, are under the control of pituitary gonadotrophins, luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone.